What's going on, everyone? I'm just a typical, average American here today to react and learn about Canadians' favorite maritime sayings. Here in America, all of our states kind of do their own thing. And I'm starting to learn that Canadian provinces are like that as well. They're very unique and different from each other. So apparently, the Maritime provinces have a collection of their own sayings and phrases that are very unique. And that is what I want to learn about today. That sounds extremely entertaining. So I found this little Reddit discussion where somebody asked, East Coast Canadians, what is your favorite maritime saying? The Maritime provinces, which are New Brunswick, like Nova Scotia and Prince Edward Island, the provinces on the East Coast. That is what we're focusing on, and apparently they kind of say things that are fun and funny and enjoyable sayings. So let's take a look at some of those. I'm not quite sure what to expect. Starting with, like gulls at the dump. Of course, that's the first one. Why wouldn't it be? Of course, the classic, right? Everyone says this, like gulls at the dump. I've never heard this in my life. What does this mean? Like gulls at the dump? Does it mean like you're hungry or something? Like, do gulls like to go to the do we have to use this word dump? The garbage, the garbage dump, and like pick at the food and waste and stuff. Every time I see my in-laws at a potluck. What is a potluck? I feel like I've heard this word. A potluck is has something to do with food. Is this a Canadian thing? I'm not sure. It's used in reference to a situation which one must take a chance at whatever is available. What? Oh wait, here we go. Okay. In North America, so this might be an American thing as well. I just don't know about it. It's a meal or party which each of the guests contributes a dish. I think I've heard the word potluck. I just didn't know what that meant. Everyone contributes a dish and the in-laws are like gulls at the dump at the potluck. Very good. That is a funny saying. I love it. I propose comme un mouet McDo as a translation in French. There we go. Now it's properly Canadian. We got the English and French version of like gulls at the dump. I just wanted to make sure to say that phrase one last time because it's so beautiful. What else do we have here? Using some to mean very. Using some instead of very? That was some good. She was some fat. That was some good. I have never heard that way of speaking in my life. Is this common in the Canadian Maritime provinces? To use some to mean very. I have never heard that one. That's amazing. It's some cold out there today. It's kind of nice. Kind of like, I don't know. There's something about that that's kind of quaint, kind of nice, endearing even. Also using right to mean very. It's right cold out. Now that sounds kind of British. It's right cold out there. So did that sound British or Australian? I don't even know. This is regional, but seems to occur randomly. I've also heard West Indian people say it. It's right cold out. That sounds British to me. I love this some to mean very. That was some good. That's fantastic. I I hope that's true. That is awesome, actually. What else do we have? The Canadian Maritime sayings. Calling every plastic bag a Sobeys bag. Is that like Sobeys? I learned about Canadian grocery stores at one point. I know things about this a little bit. That's a Canadian grocery store. So it's like it's like calling every tissue a Kleenex or something. It's like it's a brand name, but you call it. That's just what it is after a while. Every plastic bag is a Sobeys bag. Well, here in the United States, we would definitely. I mean, the biggest, most popular, prominent grocery store is Walmart. And we do not call plastic bags Walmart bags. That'd be a little depressing, honestly. No one really wants to like spend too much time in Walmart. They got some great deals, but no one loves to spend too much time in Walmart or be reminded that we all are desperately reliant on Walmart and its low prices to survive. So we do not call them Walmart bags, but plastic bag is a Sobeys bag. It's a co-op bag in rural Maritimes. Co-op. Is co-op? What is that? Is that a store as well? Co-op bag? Sobeys bags? Why can't it just be a plastic bag? Why can't it just be a bag for that matter? You know what? What do I know? Who am I to tell the maritime populations what to call their bags? Said like quap. This is good. This is good. I was pronouncing it wrong. It's not a co-op bag. If you're really a maritime Canadian, quap bag. Quap bag. Or what? How do Canadians say bag? Or bag? Quap bag. Is that good? Could I blend in a maritime province? Quap bag. I feel like somehow I haven't used those muscles in my jaw. I feel like I'm doing it wrong. 100% it's been co-op or quap bags in my family, even if we were shopping at other places. You're literally in another store and it's a co-op bag. This made me laugh. Me too. And I didn't even know about co-op. So accurate, though no Sobeys bags in NS anymore. Okay. Um, there's a lot of people commenting that can relate to the Sobeys bag and the co-op bag. That's funny. I like that. I like these comments. They actually seem genuinely like really, really detailed, like very obscure references to maritime Canadian culture. I like that. I like that a lot. Definitely would not have learned this stuff anywhere else. What else do we have here? Some other of Canadians' favorite maritime sayings. Not maritime, but Newfoundlander. She's all mops and broomsby. Right, so Newfoundland, that's like by the Atlantic, by the East Coast, but that's not technically a maritime province. Whatever, who cares? This is still good stuff. Newfoundlanders might say, I've learned a lot about Newfoundland. It's a very interesting place, and they say, she's all mops and brooms by. What? She's all mops. Is this an insult? Is this a good thing? Or it means it's a mess, like a broom closet clinched with mops and brooms. Or clinched? I'm not sure what that means. It's a broom closet stuffed with mops and brooms. She's all mops and broomsby. So it means like that person is a mess. That is fantastic. That is great. I gotta remember that one. Be like, man, dude, you're all mops and broomsby. I gotta say that to some American, and they're just gonna be like, get away from me. I'll be like, you're all mops and broomsby, and then they just run, and I'm like, I was like, I just mean you're a mess. Your hair's messed up. That's all I was saying. I recall a family from Newfoundland visiting Ontario. One yelled to the other, "Stay where you're at till I get where you're to." Okay. Why not? I mean, it's a little redundant, but it makes enough sense. I understand what's being said. Wait where you're at till I get where you're to. You know, right? Yeah. What else? Could I be more clear? Obviously. Um, what else do we have here? What these are quite good. People like when I say car. I sound like a pirate with the R sound. So this is how, so I'm not sure what province they're from, but a maritime province saying car. How do they say car? Like a pirate with the R sound. R? Car? Car. Is that with the eye patch? Car. Man, I would get you your car straight away. You don't got to tell me twice. If you said it like that, I would get you your car. No problem. Whatever you need. Oh boy, gonna take your car over to the bar there. She's some icy out there's, I tell you. Now this is good. This is like authentic maritime speak here. That's fascinating. I didn't realize like I've learned a bit about Newfoundland having some different sayings and ways of speaking, and even a different accent in Newfoundland. But apparently, it's kind of what I was getting at the beginning of this. There's different accents and sayings and ways of speaking, dialects, if you will, seemingly all around Canada. Like, depending on where you are, it changes. And that's kind of the beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing, the diversity of language and all that. It's very fun, very cool. So let's keep looking. Holy jeez, yeah, take her slow, fellas. Them roads are greasy as all get out. See, this just sounds like people in the Maritimes are just the nicest, sweetest people if they talk anything like this. Holy jeez, yeah, take her slow, fellas. Them roads are greasy as all get out. I wouldn't know what the heck you're telling me, but I would just be like, thank you. Thank you. That's very sweet. There's something just very wholesome about this way of speaking. What else do we have here? Other maritime sayings. It's not my favorite, but as a CFA in Nova Scotia, what's a CFA? I laugh when they claim everything is a sin. Oh man, this is sounding like the southern United States or something. A sin. Everything is a sin. What a sin. God bless your cotton socks. Oh, I was hoping for someone to use this, like, in a sentence or something. Everything is a sin. Sin, sin, Jamie. It's too icy for him. Yeah, well, if he falls on my car, I will write her off. This person apparently is from Nova Scotia, so I'm going to trust. I'm going to trust that this is authentic Nova Scotian. Sin, Jamie. It's too icy for him. Sin. So sin you can just throw at the beginning of a sentence to mean like what I'm about to say is negative or bad or dangerous. Sin, Jamie. It's too icy for him. If he falls on my car, I'll write her off. I'll write her off. What does that mean? Said this my whole life and just now realized it might be a maritime thing. Just incorporating the word sin into your sentences, basically. That is so funny. Haha, right. All right, here we go. Whale, she's right. Some sad about how things turned out with that Cody Devu. What a sin. Oh my God. This is good stuff here. This is like really cutting edge. It's like I'm hearing the maritime folks in Canada speaking to me. Well, as close as you can get reading about it on the internet. But what a sin. Sin is like, are there so many bad things like happening in the Maritimes to necessitate the need for such a term? To put sin. Everything's just a sin if it's bad. They're out of root beer at the store. What a sin. There you go. All right, very good. I knew this was going to be entertaining. This is good stuff. And I'm learning a lot about the Canadian maritime culture, I think, today. Very good. What else do we have? Busier than a cat burying poop on a marble floor. You're quite busy. You're really busy if you're busier than the cat burying poop on a marble floor. Yeah. Wait, if they're burying it on a marble floor, does that mean they're not busy? Because it would be very difficult for a cat to dig into a marble floor. It'd be almost impossible. Is this saying mean something like that? Or am I reading just too deep into this? Are they just saying that it's busy? Here in NL, we say busier than a bayman with 2 wood stoves. What is a bayman? I guess someone that uses stoves? Okay. I think I have to look up what a bayman is. I'm not going to let that one slide. A bayman, a person who works or lives around a bay. That makes sense. That would be what a bayman is, wouldn't it? It's a fisherman who is skilled at navigating it. Okay, I've just never heard this word ever, even though it's actually quite obvious when you think about it. A bayman, a men about the bay. Busier than a bayman with 2 wood stoves. Well, that just still doesn't make any sense to me. What does the man that is working about the bay need 2 wood stoves for? And why does that make them so busy? I think I'm reading into these far too deeply, but that's okay. It's kind of what I do. Up and down like a whore's drawers? Okay. Let's keep moving. You mean up and down like a dog's guts? Okay, let's keep moving. Let's keep this moving right along. I mean, when you're reading into the authentic maritime sayings, you're apt to come across some things like that. It's just part of it. And pretty funny too. All right, what else do we have? Saying yeah, yeah while inhaling? It's hard to describe, but if you know, you know. What? Saying yeah, yeah while inhaling? Yeah, yeah, yeah. What? What? Yeah, yeah. What? Is this? That's scary. That's terrifying. I would be running off in the other direction. Welcome to the Maritimes. Yeah, yeah. It's like they're also grabbing at you a little. That's what I imagine here. Yeah, yeah, yeah. What? I think I just don't understand what this means. I don't understand. Am I doing it right? Or it's a form of ingressive speech known as the inhaled yeah or the inhaled affirmative. Really? This is a real thing. I can't be doing it justice, right? We aren't the only ones that do this. And there are other words spoken in this way that show up in English. But the inhaled yeah? Yeah. Maybe it's less aggressive. Maybe it's like, yeah. What? In English is most only known here for here, Maine. Oh, in Maine. I've never been to Maine. Ireland and the Scottish Highlands. I think I'd be terrified now. There's a good argument it ended up in Ireland and Scotland from the Scandinavians. Then, of course, here and in Maine from Irish and Scottish settlers. Okay. What? It's kind of like the secret of the nods. Nod down to strangers and up to people you know. Yeah. I never thought about it, but that's absolutely right. That is what I do. To strangers, you make this face with your mouth, and you go, if you gotta pass someone and acknowledge them, but if you don't even really look at them. But if you know them, you'd be like, "What's up? Sup?" Like that. Oh yeah, definitely. But the upward nod is more like of a knowing nod. I never thought about that. The world explained, ladies and gentlemen. Seriously. That's funny. What else do we have? I still don't understand that yeah, yeah thing. That's okay, though. Some things I'm just not gonna understand. That's okay. Who knit ya? Or who's your fodder? Same thing. Who knit ya? Does that mean who's your father? Father? Who knit ya? That's what being born in the Maritimes means? Being knitted? Who knit ya? I've also heard who ya longs to mean the same thing. Who's your dad? Oh, that's... Okay. I guess that's normal in maritime areas of Canada, maritime provinces. Who ya longs to? That would probably offend some people if they didn't know what you're talking about. Who do you belong to? Be like, huh? What? This thread is so nostalgic for me. I used to go out east when my grandparents were alive, and all of this is like, yep. Really? Saying things like, who you longs to? Who's your father? Fodder, excuse me. That's funny. Oh, this is so enjoyable. I feel like I'm getting a glimpse into the maritime culture, the maritime life. Like I was brought up as a little maritime Canadian. I'm getting into that headspace. Oh, let's look at a few more here. Canadians' favorite maritime sayings. I've never pluralized the word beer my entire life. This is how I identify a maritimer. I had 57 beer last night. Somehow it makes it sound more okay that you had 57 beers. Saying, how much beer do you have? Oh, 57 beer. 57 beer. It's like somehow that makes it sound more okay that you just defied the laws of biology. Beers is only plural if you want to emphasize that you had 57 last night. And they were different brands. Like fishes are different species of fish. I drank 57 beer is grammatically correct and better and simpler than saying I drank 57 Budweiser, I drank 57 Molson. Okay. Yeah, from Nova Scotia, we do not say beers. That's interesting. Never heard of that one. That's very subtle. Very, very subtle. That's cool. I love how subtle these are. How nuanced these are. Really parts of the maritime culture. Fill your boots. Calling someone a tit on a bull. I'm so hungry. I could eat the arse out of a skunk. That's hungry. Jesus Murphy. I feel like I've heard Jesus Murphy. Why is that the one I've heard before? I've never heard any of these others. God knows I've never heard any of these others. These are hilarious. No idea what they mean. Jesus Murphy is just like something crazy's happening. Jesus Murphy, a good way to curse and also avoid going to hell, according to my nana. Right, say Jesus Murphy. That's the proper way without without going to hell. That's good. Okay. I think with that, that's pretty darn good. I had high hopes for this little discussion here, and they were absolutely met and exceeded. This glimpse into maritime life in Canada, ways of speaking, these sayings were awesome. They were hilarious. And this was just really enjoyable, actually. These responses were fantastic. So I enjoyed this quite a bit. Anyway, if you enjoyed this as well, feel free to give this video a like or leave a comment, perhaps with your favorite maritime saying. That'd be fantastic. And if you're interested in more videos like this, me reacting to Canada and Canadian culture, feel free to subscribe for more. And until then, thanks for watching and see you next time.